We've always heard, keep your stick in your 5-hole. But how do we keep our sticks in our 5-hole? Let's have a systematic approach to maintaining stick control. We're going to call this blocker wrist supination. Supination is keeping your thumb down, rotating your thumb down to the ice, like you're pouring out a can of soup. Supinating your thumb down. The opposite of supination is pronation, rotating my thumb up. Let's see how that controls our stick. When I'm in my stance, we can see that my stick is in my 5-hole, my wrist is supinated. My thumb is pointing down to the ice. What happens if my wrist pronates? All of a sudden, my stick leaves the 5-hole. When I'm moving around and my blocker wrist pronates, my stick is falling behind. But now, if I'm in my stance and I have a supinated blocker side wrist, my thumb stays down and my stick stays right in my 5-hole.
Volume 1 established the difference between reacting and blocking saves. Now we will go further to break down save execution by understanding the difference between stationary and dynamic saves. A stationary save is a save we execute when our feet are set underneath our body before the shot is taken. A stationary save can be made in any of the 3 setups: stance, butterfly, or hybrid. These saves are made when we are in the best possible position, square, angle, and depth, to efficiently stop the puck. Most of the stationary saves we make are going to be of the reacting variety. Hybrid saves on the post are one type of blocking stationary save. The foundation of position is set feet. A goalie that can set his feet with squareness while being on angle and maintaining good depth should be able to control the puck easily. A dynamic save is a save we make while sliding or shifting. Examples of a dynamic save are a butterfly slide to stop a backdoor pass on a 2-on-1. A butterfly push-off to stop a rebound inside the immediate scoring area. Paddle down wraps and breakaways are also examples of a dynamic save, since the goalie is moving both backwards and laterally. We'll be taking a detailed look into breakaways later in the video. Finally, there is a dynamic save we use even when our feet are set before the shot is taken. This save is called a center shift. We use a center shift when the shot originates from wide on the rink, red, blue, or dot angles, and the shot is to the middle of the net or far side.
Let's take a look at a key difference between a good goaltender and a great goaltender. A good goaltender may choose to make a stationary save when the puck is wide on the ice and shot to the middle. You can see that Tino definitely stopped this puck, but does he control it? Sure, he controls it right up the middle of the ice. Now, he has a very large distance to cover over a stick distance of space to fill through the new angle. Let's see if he can do it. Good. The hard work Tino's put in on his dynamic saves, specifically a butterfly push-off, paid off in that situation. When you don't control rebounds, rely on your movement to make up for that difference. Now let's see what a great goaltender may do in this situation to keep from having to make that push-off save. Puck shot from wide on the rink to the middle, Tino will execute a center shift, shifting right into the puck, boom. Now he's ready to take a face-off in the zone instead of having to scramble all over to play rebounds. By definition, a center shift takes our middle to the middle. But what does that mean? Let's take a look. The center of our body is currently located on the outside of the rink. When a shot originates from outside of the rink towards the center of the ice, we want to take our middle or center, shift it into the puck so we land closer to the middle of the ice.
If the puck is not retained or sent out of play, A goalie that executes an effective center shift will be closer to the resulting rebound, making it easier to stop the resulting second shot.
Ultimately, you will need to experiment on your own to reach a conclusion of when to use a center shift. My advice is to identify your goal given your read of the play, taking in all the possibilities, then make your choice accordingly.
Actively tracking and staying visually attached to the puck off the shooter's stick gives us a great deal of information. One question this info answers is the shot to the left, to the right, or directly at us? I call this concept on angle versus off angle. Identifying the difference between these two shot locations and practicing the associated save techniques will help you control the puck.
An off-angle shot is a shot that's outside of a goaltender's shoulders or knees. We use a push method save to actively control and intercept these shots. Remember, there's a difference between a push and a reach. A reach will get you off balance, whereas a slight push will keep your shoulders nice and square during save execution. A good rule of thumb is you want to push forward slightly, no more than a stick distance. Even if the puck is shot down on the ice here, let's see him push a stick distance so he's one blade off, and that's how he controls those pucks off angle. If your shoulders open up during save execution, you lose your squareness, your glove side elbow drops behind the plane of your body, you also lose a lot of blocking surface to the shooter. One, if a rebound hits you, it's going to bounce off to the side in an immediate scoring area. Two, you handcuff yourself because his elbow's in tight, it's very difficult to make the save. And finally, three, you end up making the save behind you, making visual attachment and rebound control nearly impossible. I like to use the bodyguard analogy. If you were protecting the middle of the net from an intruder, in this case the puck, would you do this? Come right in. Or would you do this? Stop.
This fact will further help you stay visually attached and control off-angle shots.
On-angle shots are those shot between the shoulders and the knees, contrasting with the push method that we use for off-angle shots. For on-angle shots, we're going to use a pull method. When the puck's shot on angle or directly at us, directly on the angle, we're going to pull the stick in with the heel going forward and the toe going back to make this puck deflect into the corner. On the blocker side, we're going to do the same thing, but in a slightly different fashion, bringing the heel back and toe forward, having the puck going into the blocker side corner. Yep. Yep. Make sure that there's no gap between the stick and the pad. We're not absorbing the puck and leaving it in the immediate scoring area. What we're doing is we're taking the energy of the puck and redirecting it to the corner. So we need to make sure there's no gap. So we bring it in tight, the puck will hit and go into the corner. Perfect. Let's see what happens if Tino tries to use a push save to control a puck that's shot on ice and on angle. You can see that when Tino went down and pushed towards the puck, he stopped both pucks. That's 100% save percentage. But what would happen if those pucks were played out in a game? Pucks were bouncing to the left, to the right, off his chest, maybe a few pucks would squeak through his arms. That's not consistent. A great goaltender will use a pull save in this situation to consistently control the puck out of immediate scoring area.
If you try to use a push save for on-angle shots that are on the ice, maybe half the time the pucks will end up in the corner. 25% of the pucks will go straight up, some landing behind you and others in the net, while the final 25% end up deflecting up into your body with some squeaking through. Maybe you stop 9 out of 10 shots. Not bad, 90%. But how about the other 4 or 5 that weren't controlled? What would happen when the rebounds were played out in a game situation? Even the 3 or 4 that you controlled weren't great because you essentially controlled them on accident, which doesn't cultivate much confidence.
Now, if the puck is shot on angle and off the ice, we're going to make a retention save to control the rebound. Bring your glove up and through.
All right.
Good. Make sure that your glove elbow is in front of the body, or at the very least, neutral to the plane of your body. If it's behind, we're going to handcuff ourselves and not be able to get that glove all the way through. Next, make sure that that blocker stays on the side. In the past, you may have learned to bring both hands in to retain a puck. This complicates the save. The puck has a good chance of hitting the blocker and bouncing off the side. Or it can drop in between, leaving the 5-hole open. Make sure to get that glove in and retain that puck on your chest or stomach when the puck is shot on angle and off the ice.
Overall, the retention save is a great technique to master. If you can get into great position before the puck is shot, many pucks will hit you directly in the chest or stomach.
Let's summarize the difference between an on-angle and off-angle shot. An off-angle shot is a shot that's outside of our shoulders or outside of our knees. We use a push save to control these shots. Now, an on-angle shot is a shot that's between our shoulders or between our knees. We use a pull save to control these shots. Identifying the difference between these two shot locations will give you consistent control of the puck, which will bring you one step closer to great goaltending.
Now we'll take an even more detailed look into identifying the shot elevation. The principles we are working with are hand-eye coordination and rebound control.
My studies have shown that we experience the greatest hand-eye coordination when the object that we are trying to catch is closer to our eyes. Try it yourself. As a goalie, we want to maximize our hand-eye coordination by getting our eyes as close to the puck as possible. When the puck is shot high, up by Evan's eyes, he's going to stand up to make the save, effectively getting his eyes as close to the puck as possible to control the puck. But now, if the puck is shot low, Evan will go down to make the save, effectively getting his eyes closer to the puck than if he was standing up. By getting our eyes as close to the puck as possible, we maximize control in all of our saves.
We can still be a good goalie and stop 10 out of 10 shots by not using this concept. That's what good goalies do, stop the puck.
Ask yourself or another goalie, why did you stand up or go down to make that save? If they just shrug their shoulders and say, I stood there because it was coming right at me, that means they failed to identify one of the keys to greatness.
Standing up for these shots doesn't consistently control the puck.